Hello students, this is your science teacher Aparna. We are studying chapter number 7. So today I am here again with the topic. Chapter name is conservation of plants and animals. So what is the today's topic? So in previous chapter we have discussed about deforestation. We have discussed about consequence of deforestation. So there are some also consequences of deforestation which are drought and desertification. So what is drought? When some plants are available, okay, when which are using CO2 in the process of photosynthesis, when deforestation will be happen, when we cutting down the trees, when we clear the forest, then use of CO2 by plants will not be happen. Then what happen? Then what will happen? Then CO2 will be increase in atmosphere, okay, and when a percentage of CO2 will increase in atmosphere, then it will lead to global warming, okay, and due to global warming, the water cycle will be disturbed. And how it will disturb? It will reduce the rainfall. Because of global warming, rainfall will be reduced, and that condition is known as drought. When rainfall is less, this or it is when rain is not happening, this condition is known as drought, okay. And second term is written here, desertification. So it is clear. First word is desert, so that means conversion of lands into deserts. And how it will be how it will happen? When because roots of plant and trees bind the soil and bind the upper layer of soil. When forest will not be there, then automatically top layer of soil will be removed, and because of that soil expose hard and rocky lower layers, which are not useful for the crop production, which hasn't air, which hasn't humus, and it is also less fertile. So we can say land converts into desert, and this process is known as desertification. And now conservation of forest and wildlife. As I told you that the name of the chapter is conservation of plant and animals. So what is wildlife? Some animals and some plants. Some animals cannot be domesticated, and some animals can't be domesticated, and some plants we cannot grow in our home. So these are known as combinedly wildlife. So conservation of forest and wildlife, what we can do for that? So there are some schemes from by the governments, and which are biosphere reserves, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries. So governments are doing so much things to protect our forest, to protect our wildlife, and to protect endangered animals. I will explain you about endangered animal after some time. So what is biosphere reserves? Okay, so it is a large protected area where animals can live freely in their habitat, and it is also protected area for forest, okay, because animals live in forest, so it is protected area for the flora and fauna both. So what is flora and what is fauna? So plants of a particular area is known as flora, and animals of a particular area is known as fauna. So what is flora? You can say plant of a particular area is flora, and animals of a particular area is fauna. So these biosphere reserves, national parks, wildlife sanctuaries are for the protection of flora and fauna both, okay. So, and what about national parks? This is also reserved area, okay. Wildlife sanctuaries, In wildlife sanctuaries, animals are protected from any disturbance, okay, from any type of disturbance in their habitat. So that means their habitat is as it is. It is not disturbed by anyone. That is known as wildlife sanctuaries. Okay, so there are so many biosphere reserves, national parks, and wildlife sanctuaries are already organized, and which are listed also in your book. So this is your homework. You have to make a list of national parks, um, wildlife sanctuaries, and biosphere reserves. So students, now come to next here, endemic species. Okay, so you have studied about flora and fauna. So that means flora is plant and fauna is animal. So when we are talking about endemic species, that means we are talking about both flora and fauna. So those species of plants and animals found only in a particular area, not anywhere else. Just like some plants can be grown into a particular area, not any other area, because of atmosphere, because of environment, because of soil quality also. Just like some examples are given here, sal and wild mangoes. Okay, these are the species of plants, sorry, trees. Okay, these are the species of trees which only found in Pachmati. Okay, so these are the endemic flora of Pachmati. These are the endemic flora of Pachmati. And now when we are talking about fauna, so bison, flying squirrel and Indian giant squirrel are the endemic fauna of Pachmati. That means endemic species of animals. Okay, that means we have given example of both trees and animals. So students, endemic species are found only in a particular area, not anywhere else. Just like when we are talking about sal and wild mango, it will it is only available in Pachmati. And if we are talking about bison, flying squirrel and Indian giant squirrel, it is also found in only in Pachmati. So these are endemic fauna and these are endemic flora example. Now next word is endangered animals. I have discussed previously. So what are the endangered animals? Okay. So when some animals are decreasing their numbers, okay, they are decreasing their numbers and numbers are diminishing and might face extinction. Okay, so these are known as endangered animals. For example, tigers. There are so many tiger reserves are available in our country also, because tiger is slowly diminishing. Okay, so to protect it, there are so many tiger reserves are available. And if we are talking about any extinct animals, so you can consider dinosaur, because it is already become extinct. And how we know about that particular animal is endangered or not? So to maintain data of endangered animals, there is a data book, okay, which is known as red data. Which is known as red data book. So what is red data book? To maintain data of endangered animals, there is a book where all the data of endangered animals are given there. That is known as red data book. So students, I hope you have understand the today's topics. So it covers most of the part of that chapter. Only one or two topics are remained. Previously I have discussed about biodiversity, ecosystem and wildlife. So why do we need to conserve them, why we should conserve them, and what can we do to conserve them, we have discussed previously in this chapter. So